Let's get it, man. Boxing Talk 100, man. Hey, man, I just wanted to make a quick video, man. I'm having me some food right now, Taco Bell. Hey, let's get right to it, man. So what do y'all think about Oscar De La Hoya complaining about Devin Haney? I mean, let's talk about it. Oscar De La Hoya, just for a second, man. What did we forget about? Did we forget about boxing is to hit and not get hit? What do you want, Devin Haney to get punched up or something? Like, come on now, let's keep it real. Like, I don't understand why you feel like, Devin Haney is just not that type of fighter. Like, you can't expect for him to go into a fight and just get punched on. Like, no, that is you, Oscar, and Golden Boy and the fighters that you push through. You know what I'm saying? That is your fighters that you got that be on that bullshit. So, you know me, man, I love boxing, man, and I like to talk about boxing, but I just don't feel like it's right that Oscar De La Hoya, and the way how he goes at Devin Haney. We seen Devin Haney in with the Fatal Fury, in the past 2 weeks, we seen, Devin Haney just got past, Jose Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? Jose Ramirez used to be of a champion, used to be. Same thing as, Devin Haney. I think Jose Ramirez, he don't lost against Barbosas. He don't lost against, some elite fighters. Him having belts and then losing belts and then trying to get back to it. With Devin Haney being 31-0, now 30-2-0, defeating Jose Ramirez. I just don't understand. The boy is still undefeated, boxing superbly, I think like this, in my humble opinion, if Devin Haney, you continue to box the way you boxing, of course they gonna complain. You go in there and you box sloppy, like these fighters, they gonna get their ass whooped or beat. We can't go off, of what Ryan did to Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? We can't go off of that. That's what Oscar De La Hoya, them still going off of that. With, Devin Haney having a couple of bad performances. Even though Ryan Garcia cheated, can we really say that Devin lost that fight? I mean, we can't, because Ryan Garcia cheated, So I can kind of see the frustration with Oscar De La Hoya, but at the same time, you got a guy that's still winning. You putting people in front of him, he's winning, And I've said it, so many times about Ryan Garcia. If he would have did it righteously the first time, he would be of a champion, of a unified, some type of champion holding the belt at 140, you know what I'm saying? Or it could have been at, 135, when they fought, you know what I'm saying? Whenever Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia made they fight and all that bullshit, from the past, Ryan, he could have been on top, holding belts and having shit going his way and this and that and being the man. Let's just keep it real, Ryan Garcia. But it shows, you go in there and cheat against Devin Haney. You got your people behind you anyways. You got some people that's still going to be behind you no matter what, through all the cheating, through all the losses and wins. That's just what it is. The hardcore fans of Ryan Garcia, they don't care. Some of them don't even know a lick of boxing, you know what I'm saying? They just like Ryan Garcia because he's, Latino American, which is fine, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be rooting for your boy, you know what I'm saying? But we got to be able to understand, there's a time, when cheating don't, belong in the sport of boxing. Boxing Talk 100, so if that's who y'all want to ride with, Ryan Garcia, and y'all want to be able to, hey, be by his side and continue to support Ryan Garcia, hey, it is what it is. I'm not mad at that. That's what y'all supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? I understand. It's a different race, I understand. I get it. But hey, if y'all feel like y'all love to cheat and y'all think it's okay, then that's just shows you that, y'all don't have a real champion, within Ryan Garcia shows. And on top of that, y'all see what happened to, Ryan Garcia, with Rolly. Everybody thought that, you know, Rolly was just some goofy motherfucker coming in to beat Rolly. I mean, to beat Ron Garcia. But no, you got to understand, throughout the whole years, Rolly got better. You know what I'm saying? With his boxing skills, he done perfected his craft with boxing. And, you know, he just knew, you know, he was going to beat Ron Garcia from the beginning when Floyd was supposed to, you know, when Floyd told Ron Garcia, if you beat my boy, you know, Rolly, I'll give you $2 million, you know what I'm saying, $2 million. Which, you know what I'm saying, he don't get that money at all, Ron, because you ain't beat Rolly. I would have been like, Floyd, I beat Rolly. Hey, where my money at? But you failed to beat Rolly. Now Rolly, he's telling Ron Garcia that Ron Garcia really can't beat nobody in the class at 140. You know, you see it. It's different when you ain't got all that strength and all that bullshit and all that cheating ass, you know, all that shit that you put in your bodies, all these PEDs and shit like that. It ain't the same Ron Garcia. Now that you go to being a regular boxer and making weight and making sure, you know, boxing is back on track, look what happens. You came back and you suffer your loss against Rolly. BoxingTalk 100. But, you know, it's not the end of Ron Garcia. You know, we still got to be able to, I mean, they still talking about the rematch with Devin Haney and Ron Garcia. Which, if that rematch happens, I definitely got my money on Devin Haney. They gonna do it the right way. It's gonna be boxing, you know, at its finest. It ain't gonna be going over 3 pounds and listening to Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, and all this bullshit. Ron, that's the reason why your ass is stupid and fucking retard by going and listening to Floyd Mayweather. You don't see Floyd Mayweather going over, you know, 3 pounds and missing weight and all these PEDs and, you know what I'm saying, him going in there and taking a risk and all that. Fuck all that shit. Devin got greedy. That's the reason why he got his ass whooped. They went ahead and took that fight as well. You know, it wasn't just Ron Garcia cheating and this and that. That we got to keep it all the way real. Devin them thought that they could go on there and beat Ron Garcia ass. That's the reason why they took that fight. Little bit that they known that Ron Garcia was going to come in there and cheat regardless and beat the shit out of Devin. That was the whole plan. You know what I'm saying? Just from Devin Haney and Bill talking shit. They didn't care about cheating Ron Garcia, nothing. But look at Floyd Mayweather. You don't see Floyd Mayweather going over no 3 pounds and none of that bullshit. Ron Garcia just a retard. He's just a retard. He going, listen, he's a follower. That's why he cannot be a true champion, like I've been saying, Ron Garcia. You cannot hold these belts up, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's being a unified champion, just holding the belt, or being undisputed, holding all the belts. I can't see it within Ron. Not all these fucking mandatory and all these fake ass belts, you know what I'm saying? We don't care about none of those belts. We talking about the real belts. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the real belts. We don't want no interims. I don't want to hear about no interim title belts. I'm talking about a real unified championship belt, whether it's at 135, 140, 147 to 154 and up. These champions. And Ron Garcia ain't showed me nothing. So that's why I don't put no trust into Ron Garcia. You know, you're not focused, man. You're just fighting for the bag. You know what I'm saying? As being a young Latino superstar in this boxing shit, of course, like I've been saying, your people gonna be behind you regardless. But your people gotta be able to understand a righteous, true champion. And that's not within you. You know what I'm saying, Ron Garcia? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna keep it real. Devin Haney's gonna become undisputed. It's in the books. It's in the history books. Don't got nothing to prove. You know, the resume speaks for itself. There's a lot of good fighters that's way better than Ron Garcia. Ron Garcia just fighting for the bag, but, you know, it's not for legacy. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we all gonna fight for the bag, but when it's all said and done, it's gonna be in the history books. making history for them championship, undisputed, unified championship belts. That's what it's all about. Devin Haney done became undisputed. Even motherfucking George Kambosos done came undisputed. Before Shakur, Tank, a lot of these great fighters. Tank and Shakur still haven't became undisputed. They just been fighting for unified championship belts. Whether it's in, at 130 to 135 and, so on. Tank got a lot. Tank is a good fighter. I just want to be able to see Tank be undisputed champion, you know what I'm saying? Run through 135 and then go to 140. That's what I want to see within Gervonta Tank Davis. Other than that, I don't have nothing bad to really say about Tank as being a great champion, you know what I'm saying? Can be a unified, undisputed champion if he go ahead and stop taking risks and just go for it, man. Go through these fighters, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to go to 135, fight Keyshawn. You got Lomachenko. You still got Shakur Stevenson. That's 3 fights at 135, Gervonta can take. Unless Gervonta go to 140. There are so many options at 135 to 140. Even at 140, Tank can compete, but he have to put on like 3 to 5 pounds just to be able to, be under 140, and there's champions at 140, Teofimo, you got Gary Antoine Russell, you got Albert Pulio, you got, a lot of great fighters, man. You got a lot of great fighters, that's running, 140. Look at Rolly. Tank can have that rematch with Rolly, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say he'll beat Tank, but that's a rematch that, a belt that, Tank can go and get from Rolly, at 140. If Tank want to be able to be invited to 140, this would be a good time. If not, you wasting your time trying to, you wasting your time of us, the fans, trying to figure out who you gonna fight. Go and fight Keyshawn. Keyshawn is ready. Once Keyshawn get past De Los Santos, you know what I'm saying? That's a fight that, Keyshawn can put his belt up. He can invite Tank. Tank would have to be able to be like, all right, it's for a belt, you know what I'm saying? Tank don't got no, like I said, it's gonna go towards Tank's way if it's not for a belt. If it's for a belt, then, Tank gotta be, he's gonna come in as a challenger. And else he gonna get a belt. You gotta go get Rolly's belt at 140. Other than that, like I said, you gotta Tank got options. Not just Rolly. Tank versus Rolly. Tank versus Gary Antoine Russell. Tank could possibly fight Devin. If Devin is like between 140 to 147, so he can be right there. That could be a good matchup for Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney. Yes, there's a lot of fights for Tank. Tank got the keys to be able to call all shots. You know what I'm saying? Even not even having any of them belts, but like I said, he's gonna be up there. They're gonna give him whatever he want. Devin Haney. I know a lot of people want to hear me talk about Devin Haney. I'm about to get on his ass, boy. I'm telling you. Devin Haney, you gotta stop running, my boy. You done been in this boxing shit for a long time for you to be 32-0 for you to be running. Ever since you did get your ass whooped by Ron Garcia, you ain't been the same, Devin Haney. You've been running, you've been fighting off your back foot, hoping to land a shot. I mean, go back to basic boxing, man, and just, boxing, bring that power. You still lacking power, man. You know what I'm saying? These fighters is eating through the punches. The only reason why Devin is winning because he's outboxing these fighters, and don't get me wrong, he's boxing, and a lot of people gonna be mad and frustrated because he's fighting off his back feet and he's still winning fights. But I'll say this about Devin Haney, man. It's gonna be a time to where Boxing Association, they gonna set you up with a fight. If I was Boxing Association, I would put Devin Haney in there with Gary Antoine Russell Jr. Gary Antoine Russell Jr. would have to invite Devin Haney for that fight. 100%. Or, Devin, if you were smart, wait on the Kambosos and Richardson fight. Richardson-Hitchens fight. That'd be a good, fight for Devin Haney, for the winner, at, going back to 140 or, whatever, you're trying to get back to. That's a good fight. Just to say, if Hitchens do get past Kambosos, that would be a great fight. Haney versus Richardson-Hitchens. That would be for a title fight. Of course, Richardson-Hitchens will be putting his belt on the line against Devin Haney. That would be a tremendous fight. I would say it'd be 55-45. With Hitchens, I'll say that. It could be 55-45 with Devin Haney. It could go either way. I'll give Devin that. Even though Devin Haney don't have the belt, I still give him that because he's still undefeated. And he knows, a great champion knows how to, get in them type of fights, those type of caliber fights and try to make something happen. But Richardson-Hitchens ain't no joke either, you know what I'm saying? Finna get ready to fight George Kambosos. Y'all already know that should be easy work for Richardson-Hitchens. We already seen Devin Haney beat, Kambosos, outbox him. He beat the shit out of Kambosos. What Richardson-Hitchens is saying to Devin Haney, I'm gonna show you what you could have did, but we'll see. Richardson-Hitchens is an all-around fighter. He got a great jab and he got power. I think he can go in there and stop, George Kambosos. I think he gonna stop George Kambosos in the 7th, 8th round, and still be champion. Holding the belt, the IBF championship belt. Richardson-Hitchens. Teofimo Lopez. We know like I said, we got to go back to the Fatal Fury. He got past Barbosa's Jr. With a unanimous decision. Not an easy fight, but he was still able to get past Barbosa. Barbosa was an undefeated fighter until he lost against Teofimo. It could have been something new for Barbosa's Jr. if he would have beat Teofimo. He could have had bigger and better plans coming up, but his first suffering loss against Teofimo got a lot of shit in store now. Now we're hearing Teofimo versus Boots. That's going to be a great fight. I've been hearing a lot of people like Timothy Bradley speak on that fight, but I'm going to give y'all my prediction. I think it'll be a good fight, man. Teofimo got to really box. If Teofimo, like they say, if Teofimo can, go in there and box and be himself and beat Boots to the punch, then possibly he could possibly Teofimo could beat Boots to the to the punch. But we can't forget about Boots. Boots is a fucking master. He ain't nothing to play around with. You can't easily, get me to be like, oh, Teofimo will go in there and beat Boots. Now, I just don't believe that. I favor Boots to go in there and beat Teofimo. I stand on that. But Boots is dangerous. In order for Teofimo to win, it ain't just outboxing Boots. You got to knock out Boots. I don't care what nobody say. I just don't see it. My mind won't let me get past that Teofimo can beat, Boots. It just, my mind just won't let me accept that. Now, I like Teofimo, but there's levels to this shit, You're going to get dog walking, you're going to really get hurt trying to step up to Boots. 100%, especially at 147. That'll be Boots putting his belt on the line, being able to welcome you at 147 with, a unified, title being on the line. So, just, if Teofimo was to do that, you the new man at 147. You definitely on your way to be able to go get you a fight with Bud. And, but Bud got bigger. I know that Teofimo is chasing Bud, but Bud got bigger problems with Canelo. But I understand Teofimo, I respect for the call out, you know what I'm saying? Not just Crawford, you know what I'm saying, but trying to make the fight with Jerome Boots Ennis. That's a dangerous fight. I think Boots gonna beat your motherfucking ass. Not only beat you, stop you, and then send your ass back down to 140 how it should have been. Teofimo fighting Devin Haney, fighting the other champions like, you know, Albert Puello, fighting, you know, Gary Antoine Russell Jr. Gary Antoine Russell Jr. is no joke. You know what I'm saying? In at 140. You know, so a champion at 140, you know what I'm saying? You can't, you know, hey, it's something to look out for, you know. Gary Antoine Russell. I would say him and Theo is running 140 right now. But there's fights to there's unified championship fights to be able to put on the belt. The belt's on the line. So Theo got a belt. We got Albert Puello. We got Gary Antoine Russell. You know what I'm saying? That's 3 belt holders, and we have Rolly Romero. So that's 4. So anything can go, man. We can be able to see these fights. Russell versus Puello 2. That'd be a unified championship belt versus belt. Now with Teofimo and Rolly, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they could fight. They friends, but they would have to fight. That would be that you know, the way and the route how it's going, I don't think they would want to fight each other. So, you know, Rolly, he would be able to still be at 140 or try to get one of these big fights, you know what I'm saying? One of these big payday fights. Whether it's the winner out of Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao, you know, Rolly, he'll be able to get these fights that he wants. He already talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao and all these fighters like Boots too. It's an opportunity to be able to showcase your skills and also move up. If not, stay at 140 and compete for unified championships and see if you can be undisputed. You know, at 140 it would be Teofimo, Rolly, Devin Haney, if he decides to move back down from 170, you know. But they saying that Devin Haney is kind of not at 140, in between like 144 to 147. So it just depends, you know what I'm saying? Like making weight and, you know what I'm saying, being on top of it. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. But there's many options for all these fighters, you know what I'm saying? And time will tell. But yeah, man, I don't think Teofimo can fuck with Boots. I think Boots gonna knock out Teofimo. Easy work. And it'll be like 8th or 9th round, you know what I'm saying? Possibly 7th, 8th, or 9th round. I see Boots beating up Teofimo. I don't know what the fuck Timothy Bradley talking about, but I just don't see it. I'm sorry, man. Teofimo is a good boxer, but he can't fuck with Boots, man. Teofimo gonna have to put on some weight. If not, Boots gonna crush him. If they can meet, you know what I'm saying, at a weight catch, 144, somewhere in there. But you got to remember, it'd be for Boots for his belts. Boots got 2 belts. Boots got 2 belts at 147. And then we got Mario Barrios and then motherfucking Brian Norman Jr. These are the belt holders at 147. So even if Boots don't, fight Teofimo, he can make that fights with Norman Jr. or the winner of Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. And we already know that Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios is a green light. Y'all don't fuck around and let Manny Pacquiao get back in this motherfucker. Of course, I got Manny Pacquiao. I got Manny Pacquiao to go in there and beat Mario Barrios' ass. Mario Barrios finna get the biggest paycheck of his life. Of his life with suffering loss, and Manny Pacquiao getting that championship belt, the WC title belt at 147. Then he would be the man, 100%. They don't fuck around and let Manny Pacquiao enter championship mode again. And so, that's just the way how it is. You want to hope that Mario Barrios get Manny Pacquiao out the way, but it'll be a good thing. It'll be a good thing. I think Manny Pacquiao, the only way this would be a unanimous decision, Mario Barrios. to be able to beat Manny Pacquiao. You got to go in there and beat him to the punch. Use your jab. You got to go in there and knock Manny Pacquiao head back. If you can't do that, Manny Pacquiao gonna destroy Mario Barrios. Beating him to the punch with the left punch. You're gonna see him connect with the left all day on Mario Barrios, beating him to the punch. And it could be a bloody fight. A bloody war. 100%. 100%. How you let Manny Pacquiao get back in here, man? That's why I'm kind of mad at Floyd, man, for him not hopping his ass back in here. He can do the same motherfucking thing, man. Floyd, he kind of fucked up boxing a little bit, man, with these exhibitions and shit. Yeah, he getting his money, Floyd getting his money, but you getting a sucker bag. That's what I call it, the sucker bag. Floyd a sucker. I'm telling you, a big sucker. SUCKA. 100%. And I stand on that shit, nigga. I'm tired of Floyd. You got Floyd playing and shit. Scared to lose your motherfucking old nigga, because there's great fighters like Bud, and you got, you know, Jamel Charlo. You know, you got the possibly Canelo rematch. You got a lot of fighters, you know, that's willing to be able to step up to Floyd. And some of these fighters still feel like Floyd ain't shit and not the best fighter. That's the reason why I respect Manny Pacquiao for coming back, man. And he's gonna show Floyd how it's done. That's what I respect. You know, Manny Pacquiao, man, you got my respect, man, and just for coming back. You know, your retirement is over. You know, Manny Pacquiao must have been listening to the guys or something, because he knows, man, it ain't the end of the battle as being a man. Look at these greats like George Foreman, some of the greats that, you know, they was old and still was able to box, fighting against these young cats and beating these young cats. George Foreman. Bernard Hopkins. I'd even throw Oscar in there a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He was kind of like right there too, fighting, you know, kind of old, getting his ass beat, taking a lot of punishment. I respect Oscar just a little bit. But I'm just saying, you know, being able to come back and fight, you know what I'm saying, and have that old age and still becoming, you know, like a champion, or just winning. Not against these, you know, these Chinese motherfuckers and these, you know, Tokyo, Japan, and these motherfuckers that you can get an easy bag. Nigga, we want to see you fight Floyd against Bud, or go and fight against, you know, Keith Thurman, Keith one-time Thurman. Go and fight Jamel Charlo. You man, try to get in championship mode again and fight the winner of Manny Pacquiao and the Barrios. Get your motherfucking ass back in here, Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm tired of your punk ass, man. I'm telling you. I'm so sick of Floyd. Floyd done fucked up all this shit, man, in boxing, man. Just so you can protect your old scary ass nigga. I'm so tired of Floyd, man. I'm telling you. $1 billion motherfucker and taking the easy way out. It ain't the same. Yeah, you don't dominate the sport for 35 years or however how long you gonna dominate it, but nigga, you can still get your ass in there and fight. You still in the gym. You still training. You still going across seas, fighting these bums, these Chinese men and these Tokyo men. And, you know, being out of the country and getting a bag, you know what I'm saying? I ain't mad that you get your bag, but you fighting weak competition, Floyd. That's all I'm saying. You fighting weak-ass competition and you know that you're going to win. Go in there and get your ass back in championship mode and go fight against Bud and Canelo and see if you can win again. That's how you earn my respect, Floyd. 100%. I think Tank will beat the shit out of Floyd. I'll stand on it. Right now, I think Tank will dog walk Floyd. If you hype it up enough, I think Floyd he'll suffer his first loss against Gervonta Tank Davis, and I said that, and I stand on it. 100%. Floyd ain't gonna fight Bud because Bud that nigga. And Floyd know that shit, nigga. If you know that another nigga's a nigga, then go on and fight that nigga, take him off his throne. I'll be like, man, I can't say that another motherfucker better than me. And then you got the motherfuckers that's young that'll be like, I want to fight Floyd. I beat Floyd, and I know I will. But Floyd, do you feel the same way about it? I understand. Be so quick to sign a check to go fight these Chinese men over there, but you won't step your ass in there with Crawford and Canelo rematch and Keith Thurman and them motherfuckers. I'm telling you, Floyd. I'm gonna tell you about yourself because, nigga, you goofy. It's a goofy ass. Floyd Money Mayweather is goofy. Big old goofy. I'm telling you. I wish I can beat your motherfucking ass. I ain't like the bums that you easily beat. I'll go in there and make your ass bleed, Floyd. I'm telling you. And sparring. Most of Floyd's career was him boxing well, but he was also a runner. Nigga was scared to take hits. Survived and ran like a motherfucker, but you know what I'm saying? You figure out a lot of many ways to win. It is what it is, Floyd. It is what it is. Floyd Money Mayweather. Like I said, Crawford and Canelo, you know, right around the corner. I already told y'all who I like in that fight. I like Canelo over, you know, Terrence Bud Crawford. I'd even bet like 1,500, you know what I'm saying, just to put on Canelo. Giving, you know, Terrence Bud Crawford his first career loss. There's levels to his shit. I think Canelo gonna break down Bud with body punches. Not just the body punches, but Canelo, y'all gotta understand, he's so perfected on body hooks and uppercuts and throwing, you know, lead counter punching shots and, you know, using the jab and, you know, just having the best IQ in boxing. I can't really say that Bud is a champion and you know, you put guys in front of him, you know what I'm saying, you know, he gonna beat him. But I just think with Canelo, he's highly more experienced, 20 plus more wins than what, you know, Bud got. You know, Canelo's like within 60 wins, and I think, you know, Bud is like 41 or 42 wins with no losses. Still is great, a phenomenal record. But I look at you know, the high veteran, you know, who has the better record, you know, on paper, and it's Canelo. Canelo don't fall everybody who you can think of in boxing. So you think Canelo gonna be scared of motherfucking Crawford? No. He gonna beat the shit out of Bud, I'm telling you. He gonna beat Bud to the punch. It's gonna be a good-ass fight to where they both gonna be landing. The only difference is Canelo gonna go to the body more on Bud. And Bud ain't gonna be able to handle that shit, I'm telling you. Soon as when Canelo go to the body and Bud figure that out, he gonna go back up to the top. That nigga gonna switch eating Bud ass from the body, working his ass to the body and going, you know, to the head. Head shots, I'm telling you. Now, Crawford, a bad motherfucker. Is he going to be willing to trade shots in the box just like Canelo? Canelo going to come in and stand. He going to stand right in front of Bud. Canelo ain't going to do no running. He going to stand right there with his hands up, ready to box, you know, Crawford. Crawford going to have to take off, and he going to have to set his punches, you know, perfectly. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to do it, you know, to perfection. If you can't do that, then Canelo, he gonna figure you out. He gonna break your ass down. He gonna use the jab and go to the body, and then he eventually gonna go to the head. It's gonna be similar to what he beat, you know, Jermell Charlo. It's gonna be similar, but he could knock out, you know, Bud. You know what I'm saying? It'd be, you know, we just seen Charlo survive, but he didn't get knocked out, but he did get knocked down. I think it could be similar with, you know, Bud. Bud could possibly get put to sleep in this fight. Mark my word. Y'all mark my word. Y'all gonna be thinking I'm crazy in the motherfucker, but Bud ass finna get beat up. Watch. Y'all gonna see. And he gonna give Canelo all the praise and respect in the world. And he gonna tell Canelo, I see why, you know, Canelo is Canelo. It's different. It's different. Bud ain't no Floyd. And this would be the time, if you're going to do it to beat Canelo, you got to go in there and do it. But I just don't think that he's going to do it. I think he's going to fail. You're going to have the best training camp of your life. You're going to have the best counter punching, of your life. If you didn't feel like your counter punching abilities was better than Canelo, they're going to have to be in this fight. Because that's what it's going to be based off: counter punching, IQ, and seeing who lands more efficiently. 100% Boxing Talk 100. That's what I see with Canelo. Canelo a bad boy, man. Canelo he get the respect that he gets, but it's different, man. It's different. If I had to bet, like I said, I put all my money on Canelo. 1,500 to 5,000. I'm telling you, Canelo beating Terrence Bud Crawford. And I'm gonna tell you, it could go to championship. Y'all know championship rounds is 11 and 12 rounds. I say it goes to 9 and 10 and he get Bud out of there. If it go to 11th and 12th round, I think Canelo beats him by unanimous majority decision. It's gonna be a close. If not, Canelo gonna knock him out, TKO stoppage. And it'll be 9th and 10th round. It won't even be no championship rounds 10 or 11. If he do, Canelo wins by unanimous decision. And I stand on it, man. I don't give a fuck when nobody say I ain't gonna be biased. I love Crawford. I love Crawford. I love boxing. When I see the styles and the matchup of it, I'll break it down. Now, Bud got some artillery behind his punches too, but I just don't think it matches up, with Canelo. Canelo left and right, he don't perfected that shit with left and right uppercuts, left and right body shots. Like, I think with Bud, he's gonna be more of trying to stand in front of Canelo. You need to be able to stand right there. Don't try to get, right there, don't try to go blow for blow, body punches with Canelo, because he gonna get you. But I'm telling you, you want to be able to stay distance. If you're gonna box right in front of him. Don't be trying to just come with your straights and use the jab. Don't be trying to mix it up with your body shot, because that's when you're gonna get your ass with Bud. 100%. Boxing Talk 100. And that's my final prediction for that fight. 100%. I think Canelo gonna be too much for Bud, and that's just my prediction. I think he's just gonna be too much for Bud Crawford, and Bud gonna suffer his first career loss. And I'm not gonna be surprised when Bud get his ass whooped. If Canelo get whooped, man, listen, Bud got so much in store that y'all don't even know. Now with Canelo, he don't fought everybody from Floyd to having a fight with, Bud now. And then how many more fights is after that? You know what I'm saying, for Canelo? You got David Benavidez, and then who? You got a lot of more easy fights. You can probably go and get that Bivol rematch. That Bivol who you lost against. So that's what I can only see from here on out for Canelo if he gets past Crawford. Now Crawford, he get past Canelo, you the man, you the man pound for pound, and then you gotta go fight David Benavidez. You gotta go fight the brother that the big brother that you kick. You gotta go fight the younger brother that is the champion. That's way more better. Cause I'm pretty sure Dave and them, they want that get back anyways from Bud, from Bud whooping on Jose Benavidez. You know what I'm saying, the older brother of David Benavidez. Yeah, they gonna want that get back. I can comment at the bottom, man, if y'all could see yourself seeing, just saying if Crawford got past Canelo, could y'all see, Terrence Bud Crawford versus David Benavidez in the near future? Just saying if he got past Canelo. Would that fight interest y'all? You know what I'm saying? It'd have to be at 160 or at catchweight. Because, of course, we know that, David Benavidez is too big at 168. And then, eventually he'll get bigger. With Bud, you know what I'm saying, he could be at 160, but to be able to put on more pounds in between to try to meet David Benavidez, it'd have to be a catch weight, 164. BoxingTalk 100. But yeah, man, I got Canelo, man. I just think Canelo is just a beast for, you know, his people, you know, a great boxing fan, you know. Even though he cheated many more years, it's different, you know what I'm saying? Canelo, he's just different. When you talk about hands, you know, and beating motherfuckers up, that's different. You doing it the right way, you know what I'm saying? And you knocking motherfuckers out, and you been crowned, you know, a champion for a long time in running. So almost 25 years, you know, same as Floyd. Y'all been dominating, you know, the sport of boxing, Floyd and Canelo. That's the reason why Canelo now, you know, Floyd Mayweather, he respects Canelo in this just his work ethic, you know what I'm saying? Being that boxing, you know, fanatic, and being a boxing guru, a boxing champion, being a boxing teacher, being a boxing just perfecting it, you know, the boxing of it, you know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez, pound for pound, he will be #1. That's why it's good to be able to see who, you know, for this fight, Canelo versus, you know, Bud, we got to be able to see it, you know what I'm saying? This gonna tell it all, you know what I'm saying? The best fighter in the world. But yeah, man, this your boy K Smooth, man. Hope y'all, you know, enjoy my video, man. We 41 minutes in. You know, I'm at work right now, so I ain't really got shit to do, you know what I'm saying, but make a boxing video. And time will tell, man. We want to be able to see these great fights, you know what I'm saying? I want to see who Devin Haney gonna fight, man. You don't got past Jose Ramirez. I want to be able to see you fight somebody else now. Go and get in there with Richardson, or go and get in there with a Josh Taylor or somebody like that from England or something, man. Or go fight for a unification title matchup, man. Or, you know, go and fight Gary Antoine Russell Jr. That would be the next available fight for Devin Haney if you drop your motherfucking balls and go and fight Gary Antoine Russell. You know what I'm saying? That would be a good fight at 140. You know what I'm saying? Gary Antoine Russell, he would be the champion, inviting Devin Haney for a championship, you know, match. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be a great night of boxing, you know what I'm saying, if them two was able to put on this, you know, event. Devin Haney versus, you know, Gary Antoine Russell Jr. You couldn't fight you couldn't fight the original Gary Antoine Russell Jr., so you gotta fight the little brother that's the champion and got better throughout the years. Gary Antoine Russell. That's who you gotta go through. Gary Antoine Russell. Devin Haney. If not Devin Haney, I don't know what you gonna do, man. You just wasting your time. You ain't really perfecting, getting better. You just going out there to get the bag. But what's gonna be the next step? Is you gonna be ready to fight for these championship matches once they come up? Once, you know, Boxing Association give you the green light for you being a challenger, whoever give you a chance in a championship bout, then it's time to change that bullshit up, man. We got to see something different. We can't see you keep running and not being able to, you know, stand your ground. You just going to continue to run all goddamn day? I don't want to see that from you, Devin Haney. That ain't boxing. I don't give a fuck what Devin Haney or Bill got to say about that. That's not boxing. That's running at its finest. You're going to run to be able to punch on somebody, and then I don't understand, man. I gotta be able to tell the truth, man. I'm a big fan of Haney, but when you running too much, man, I gotta speak on it, man. You running like a motherfucking man, and I don't like it. Fuck all that shit, man. Step up to these niggas, man, and fight. Stop being scared to take a motherfucking punch like you ain't never took a punch before. Nigga, y'all are in boxing gloves. It ain't like you getting straight with your fingers and shit in your knuckles. Y'all in boxing gloves, man. Come on, Haney. Devin Haney, man, you got to do better than what you doing, champ. 100%. Oakland. Tell y'all boy Devin Haney coming at the bottom, he got to start doing better. Get your motherfucking ass in that gym and start hitting on that bag a little bit more harder. You know what I'm saying? You pity-patting these speed bags and punching bags, and you really ain't showing and improving. Devin the Dream Haney. That's why motherfuckers keep talking about you. No power. You ain't bringing shit to the table, man. But the same shit. I don't know how the fuck you winning, but you winning, but it's the same shit. But yeah, man, that's all I got to say, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Make sure you comment and subscribe to your boy. And if you have time, man, you can share this video, you know what I'm saying, all the way around the world. But yeah, man, make sure you comment it, you know what I'm saying, leave a comment and let me know, you know what I'm saying, what y'all think about the near future and this boxing shit. Let me know the fights, who y'all think y'all want to be able to see, and let me know who y'all think gonna win, you know what I'm saying. We got, like I said, we got motherfucking you know, fights, you know, that's coming up. So, you know, time will tell, man, and just be on the lookout for, you know, breaking news, and we might get the fights that we want with Teofimo and Boots, you know what I'm saying. We'll see what Devin Haney do. We'll see what Shakir do against Zepeda. That's gonna be a good fight. You know, I really don't care about Shakir, man. Shakir, you know, he still got to show me something, man. I think that would be an easy fight, you know, against Zepeda. You know, you handle the business, get past Zepeda, and hopefully, you know, you get that belt, and then you welcome Frank Morton, you know, as your first title defense fight. Welcome, when you go and beat motherfucking Zepeda, Shakir Stevenson, you better welcome motherfucking Frank Morton, you know what I'm saying, for the first title defense shot. Shakir versus Frank Morton. I don't want to hear shit else, you know what I'm saying? That's where it starts at for Shakir. You go in there, you know what I'm saying, and beat whoever you beat, Zepeda, and then, you know, handle business with Zepeda, and then go fight Frank Morton. If you can't, fuck all that shit, buddy, and trying to be friends with Keyshawn. Get the winner out of Keyshawn and De Los Santos. It's time, man. Fuck all that buddy shit, and you know what I'm saying? Fuck all that shit, man. That's the reason why Tank and niggas like that is clowning y'all ass, because y'all too fucking buddy. You know what I'm saying? It's some bitch made shit. Fuck all that buddy shit, and go ahead and sit down and talk like men and sign the contract. And y'all can drink or be friends, you know what I'm saying, afterwards when we have a winner. You know what I'm saying? There can only be one man at the throne. Both y'all at 135 can't be there together, so y'all gonna have to fight each other. Keyshawn, you know, Davis versus Shakir Stevenson. Boxing Talk 100. Hey, man, it's your boy K Smooth, man. I'm out of here, man. Like I said, man, make sure you comment at the bottom, and hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Today is, you know, Thursday, you know what I'm saying? Hey, and like I said, it's a slow day, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get this boxing video out of here. But yeah, your boy just chilling, man, in my car, man, just chilling. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for watching my video. I hope y'all, you know, have the rest, you know, a good rest of y'all day, and you know what I'm saying, stay out of motherfuckers' way, you know what I'm saying, and you know, mind your business, and you know what I'm saying, let's continue to get to this money. But yeah, man, Boxing Talk 100, man. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. This your boy K Smooth, man. Gone. Boxing Talk 100, baby.